Hi Scorpio, welcome to your monthly reading. I'm Ashley Rose and this is your monthly tarot reading for February 2022. Today we are going to be pulling 7 cards for the overview of your month, an oracle card, 3 for your love life, 3 to clarify, and then we will end it with an affirmation. This reading is for all Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So anytime throughout this month, throughout this year, you want to figure out what's been going on in Scorpio, or what's been going on for any of my Scorpio placements, the video is here for you. We start off this month kind of really exciting. We have a couple days left of Mercury retrograde, and everything goes direct on the 3rd, but we're coming out of Venus retrograde. We have a new moon that happens February 1st that helps us really reinvent the way that we are thinking our thoughts and going about, our ideas of success, our ideas of stability, our ideas of, what comfort or what comfort is to us, or what our ideas are for our dreams, what our ideas are for ourselves, and the ways that we're even speaking to ourselves. It's helping us kind of, get in touch and kind of like, it almost feels like you're being presented a mirror, right? So there could be some challenges that arise, some things that, are really coming up to the surface to help us uncover, because we are moving into this next phase of life that really is pushing us to no longer hold on to things of the past and really look forward. And, it's like, it's looking forward, not in a way that's like escaping or not being realistic, but in a way that's like exciting, and you just no longer need to look back and play kind of victim to what maybe has happened in the past before, or we use that as a means for like not going after what we want to do because we're scared because of whatever happened in the past. It's helping us to kind of alleviate any of those things. And so then we have a full moon in Leo that happens towards the end of the month, and that is helping us, again, illuminate our strengths, our talents, and find out what is really working for us so we can keep this momentum going. Because like I said, February 3rd, everything goes direct, and it really is this like weight lifted off our shoulders where we can clearly see where we're going with our future, what we can we can clearly see what we want to do with our future, and we can finally put our foot to the gas and really get moving on these things. So it's important that we have this like full moon that comes that kind of illuminates that, to really pound in to our brains like what it is we should be focused on. And then we end this month in Pisces season, so that should be something that feels a little bit more comfortable to you than Aquarius season. But ultimately it's making us dig down deep and get really honest about where our desires lie and what we really want out of our life. How do we see our life in the end of the year, or even like I just filmed my new moon in Aquarius video, but that's helping us be a visionary and think about, what we want, how we see our life, what we want our life to feel like, the relationships that we want in our life, and just the environments that we're in. And coming into Pisces season is really going to help us dig deep about those things so we can keep ourselves aligned with what we want. We're gonna take that, what we really want, and not get, again, sidetracked on maybe things we don't want. When I was shuffling in between, I always like to shuffle the deck to kind of clear the energy from, each reading, and the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups flew out together. So I take that as a signal and a guide that throughout this month, trust your intuition, tune into what you know to be true for yourself, listen and deepen that connection with you, because as we know, this year big themes are balance, our harmony, our connections, and even our spirituality. So tuning into what we want on a spiritual level and allowing that to come through. So what do you see in yourself that is a major talent, that is a major strength, and how can you kind of get out of your way and let the fear go so you can bring that in with a lot more ease? That's going to really suit us well. And even I was getting this sense of we're ready to create like a home. And not that where you're living isn't a home, but a space that a space that you create that feels like yours. Does that make sense? Like, you know, if maybe we're living in an environment where, you know, maybe you're staying at your grandma's or you're with friends, but it just doesn't feel like yours, you have this like longing or this feeling of wanting to be around the people or wanting to be in the environments that feel aligned and right to you. So there's some of that, I feel like there's some of that energy kind of present this month, and we're working through those things to help us get there. Because again, like that High Priestess and that Queen of Cups coming out, you can see the vision clearly. You can see your future very clear, and it's time to kind of work out what maybe be holding us back in your Scorpios, so you're good at transforming your life and really transform the areas that stop you from getting there, that stop you from feeling secure and feeling safe in your environments that are around you. Because this month you have this ability to really tune into your creative energy and tune into your desires. And it's like, when you use that with your spirituality and in this connection to yourself, you can really create anything that you want. You can really pick up anything that you put your mind to and create something abundant with it. You just have to get clear on what that is. You might have to be, it might push you to kind of look at maybe where in your childhood that might be pushing us to look at our childhood and maybe, you know, things that we learned that is what is keeping us back from tapping into this creative energy. You know, did we have parents or guardians that always kind of, you know, shut us up? They didn't want to hear what we had to say. They didn't want to help us regulate our emotions. They didn't want to, you know, maybe we were too much, and they always told us that, so we don't feel like enough. And so working with this energy is a new thing. Getting in touch with this creative energy is a new thing. But ultimately, I feel like some of these things have popped up from Mercury and Venus retrograde because we have the insight necessary to put these things in action. It's just kind of working through the old stuff that's going to help us get pointed in the right direction. Because we start the month off with the Magician. I love that. He is a pioneer on his own path, forging his own path, you know, really getting his hands dirty with what he wants to build in his life. And so that's you. You're embodying this month. This card's also as above, so below. So what you're thinking about, what you want to put in, when you put in that effort and you apply your energy to it, or I should say, you get it back. It comes to you. So it's like your inner world matching your outer world when you can align those together. There's roses all around, so that's a signal for rebirth and new ideas. And when you allow these new ideas to, you know, kind of take up space and get comfortable with creating them, you can really create something that makes you happy, that gets you again in touch with this inner child within you, and then you can start to resolve some of those issues that might be holding you back. Because this card is the Six of Cups, and it is about nostalgia and romance. So there's also a possibility for like a soulmate coming in again, because connections are big at this time right now, helping us understand that, helping us get to the bottom of these things. It's like this give and take relationship, right, where all these cups are filled, they're blooming with flowers and bouquets, and it's just like this givingness of like, okay, here you go, because you're ready to receive, right? They're the Magician. So when we're open, when we're open to what we can do, we're also open to what we can receive back. 6 is the number for temporary opportunity. So again, we have this opportunity to connect with somebody else, but ultimately ourselves. And again, I really feel like intuitively this comes from our childhood and allowing our inner child to take up space, allowing their dreams and their desires, and maybe the things that we've been pushing off in our life to kind of come forward and to take, you know, again, to take up space, to create this environment that feels like home, that feels like somewhere that we can come after a long day and, you know, just de-stress and chill and calm and, you know, kind of rest and get ourselves ready for the next day. And as we combine these two, we move into the Three of Wands. And so when we can do that, we can transmute this energy and pick up all these elements and create whatever we want, right? We can create our dreams, we can create money and career, we can create our passions, we can, you know, create new ideas that will succeed, right? We are allowing ourselves to look into the future, because again, we're not looking to the past anymore. We are a little with the Six of Cups because we're trying to figure out maybe where we have been stuck before. But as we do that, we can see now the opportunity that's right in front of us, because we've created all this space and have gotten all these things out of our way. 3 is the number for new beginnings, communication, having fun. It's the Empress in the tarot. So it's, creating a life that you love with ease, and understanding that when you lead by your desires and have faith in what you're doing, that the universe will kind of restore, or the universe will do its side, or its job, on the other side. This is also a doorway. So again, we're walking into this new beginning. And I love that right after the 3 of Wands is the Emperor, because I really do see it as kind of like very similar cards. The Emperor being in the middle of your reading. So you are taking lead, you are taking authority in your life, you are taking control, and you are building something that you really desire. Because I say that they remind me of each other, because the Emperor creates space in his life, and then he builds his empire in the space that he's created. And he knows that he's protected because he's been through it. He's wise. He's gone through the lessons and the challenges that have brought him to this point to build something that's stable, that's a foundation he can count on, that's something that's long lasting in his life. And with this 3 of Wands here, it's like, this is the Emperor before he sits on his throne. And he sits out and he's looking at everything. And he's like, somebody's bringing his throne to him. He can't sit on it yet, but once it comes, he's solid. He's like, all right, I know what I want to do. I'm aligned with my desires. I have the energy and the motivation to bring this in. And it's also like 3-4, so we're going forward. We are like moving up and going in the right direction. There's a lot of yellow in this card, even these past 3 cards. The Magician, the 6 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. There's a lot of yellow here. So your joy is leading the way, your happiness is leading the way, and allowing these things to come with ease instead of control, because change feels scary. Our emotions may be scary and uncomfortable, but we have to start to open up a little bit more to allow those insecurities and those fears to fall away, because I feel like we even have walls up to ourselves where we don't want to dig deep into the things that have been holding us back, even though there's kind of like this mirror pointed at us right now. We kind of don't, there's this, I feel like some of us wanting not to look, but we have to look, because that's where we're going to find, those things that are holding us back, and the things that we need to let go of to, again, create space and then take it up with what we really desire. Because after this Emperor, and again, the Emperor's in the middle of your reading, and he's a major arcana card. So this is a major lesson we're learning this month. This is authority, this is power, this is being in your creative energy and sitting solidly in that, in your authenticity, not allowing somebody to come in and, change the course direction. Nope, we don't do that no more. Look at him, he's got a white beard, and it's long, so he's had that for a long time. He is a wise old man. And he knows what he needs to do. So which really just signals like wisdom and experience. So you have the experience to put in the work necessary for what you want to build in your life. And that leads into the 8 of Pentacles over here. And that's exactly what he's doing, okay? He's sitting on his throne. And he's like, all right, I see the work that needs to be done. And so you're getting to it. You're getting into it. You have the strength, you have the power, you are brave to take this risk and build this for you, and your intuition and your desires, again, are ultimately leading the way. We're in this space where collectively we're all tuning into what our desires are, and on a different level, listening to our intuition in a way we haven't before in the past, and really allowing that faith for what we see for ourselves when we get honest about what we want to lead the way. And you have one more pentacle after this one to put up, so you're so close to what you've been working on. It's like the future that you see isn't just like clear in your visions, it's like actually something that you can see happening, and it's coming in. I think for some it's gonna be like a little overwhelming because it's coming in a little quicker than we expected it, but by that faith, that's how it comes in. And again, you can see this kingdom in the background to what you've been building, what you've been working on. It's so much more, again, accessible to us. And at the bottom here we have, oh, I love this. We have the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, Temperance, even the 7 of Wands, and then, I didn't even realize that at first, and then the Sun. So when you allow your light to shine and you're grateful for the work that you put in, you can bring that light, you can bring everything back into balance when you prioritize the things that you really desire. And you can be abundant on this path that you're forging for yourself, because the 9 of Pentacles creates the success in her life by herself, by trusting in what she can bring to the table, and maybe doing a career that other people didn't think that she could do. But ultimately that brings her to success and to victory and aligning with your life's path and purpose. And so again, that's at the bottom of the deck. That's what this reading this month is kind of all about. Getting yourself aligned with the success and being the authority of it. You are on this horse. You, this emperor, you are on this horse and you are leading the way, and you brought yourself here to this solid throne, this solid, comfortable foundation that you can sit on and grow from. And that's what you're doing. So towards the end of the month, you're going to feel some of that building, that work put in. And then there could be something that arises where we feel a little insecure about, or maybe it's taking a little bit longer, or you're finally seeing some payback and you're like really excited about it. So, but there's a tendency to kind of be a miser here with this Four of Pentacles and hold on to everything, because you're finally taking control in a way that you haven't before, and you're really excited about it. But then you start, locking yourself up again. You're like, okay, I opened up enough, but now I'm going to go back in. But no, so you got to stay open. 4 again is the number for structure, stability, foundations. And you can't create a solid foundation when you're holding on and you're not letting anybody in. You need the support to build you up. You need the support to help you see your value in the times when it gets a little tough, because we're Scorpios, and so we're getting it into our emotions a little bit, and being vulnerable is not the easiest for us, but it's going to get easier the more that we work at it and the more that we allow this to drop, because we need to activate our heart to really make these desires come in easy. And when we close ourselves off to that, we close off what we want too. It's like kind of a double-edged sword, right? We got duality here, where we think we're closing ourselves off to help us, but ultimately at the same time it's hurting us too, because we close off to opportunities that could be really helpful and people that really want to add something valuable to us, or can see the work that we're putting in and want to help with it or add to it. So it's going to be something I feel like we're working through this month. Nothing crazy is happening. There's a lot of good things, but this is just something that we have to work through, and it's going to pop up in that way of, the success is coming and you get a little scared, right? We go, oh, I don't want it to go away. I'm going to hold on to it. But relax. Put your shoulders down. You have success coming. There is something to be celebrated here, and you don't need to, protect it from the world anymore, because you've created this safe environment that you can now call home. That longing that I was talking about in the beginning, it goes away this month because you create something for yourself that feels safe, so that you can put your arms down and you can open up your heart. Because at the end of the reading here, we have, and towards the end of your month, we have the Two of Swords in reverse and the Page of Cups. In the Two of Swords, when he's upright, this is, fear being blocked. If it was this way, I'd say like, whoa, Nelly, you really slowed down. But thankfully, he's reversed, so we don't sit in this energy for long. We understand that when we release our fears and we surrender to what's going on, we can open ourselves up to the things that we want. We can open ourselves up to new ideas, new ways of inspiration, and ultimately our fears aren't in control anymore, right? Because we are taking control of our life this month, right? And we are the authority. We have the power. We are sitting in the driver's seat and bringing ourselves forward. And this little thing that we're working through is just our mind kind of playing with us a little bit, trying to test us. But ultimately we rise to the occasion and we move through it, because that connection with ourself is so strong right now. Yes, because that's what 2 is. 2 is balance, it's duality, it's connection, it's relationships, and it's also the High Priestess. And so we're talking about, yes, our connection to our spirituality, and she doesn't let her fears lead the way. So we're not allowing our fears to lead the way anymore. And then that goes into the Page of Cups, and we allow, something to come in, a message to be received, a new dream to kind of take life, and this opportunity to learn, and this willingness to learn, and this willingness to make mistakes, but being okay that we're making mistakes, because we're going on a new path for ourselves and our desires, right? We're building our kingdom. Maybe we haven't done that before yet. We got to learn a lot along the way. So you don't need to be an expert right away. You just need to be a beginner. You need to be willing and open to learn the new things that are coming in, so that we can stop being this little miser that's so scared that somebody's going to take it away. Nobody's taking it away from you anymore. You're in control now. Our oracle card we have is the Ever Unfolding Rose, cracked open. Ooh! Cracked open, and it's happening for you, not to you. Yes. And I feel like, ooh, totally goes with this Four of Pentacles. I feel like maybe something comes up within our finances or in our career that makes us feel like it's, oh, why is this happening to me? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And let's just read what that has to say, because that was interesting. The unfolding rose. All right. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it. To let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing, to open up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Now is time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has cradled you in her arms. The seas may not be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Yes, Scorpios. Yes to all of that. I don't think I could have worded that any better, but literally it's cracking you open. So there's going to be some things this month that kind of test you, but it's a test, and we're going to look back and we're going to be so thankful. And again, like that said, feel blessed that happened, because it really pushed you to open up and receive more than you could see for yourself at that moment. Because what I say, we can see it. It's happening quickly, but it's right there in front of us. All right, we're gonna move into your love reading. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. The Queen of Swords. Unrequited love. There's not enough chemistry or attraction to keep this relationship going. The Sun. And then we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. The Star. Ooh, this is interesting. I feel like we're having a conversation with our relationship. Maybe we're in a partnership situationship, and we're really starting to see ourselves in a different light this month, because we're allowing ourselves to open up. We're standing in our light. We're allowing, our inner child to kind of come out and to be happy and explore what that is. And maybe even like going through what happened in our childhood, maybe it's brought us to be in this relationship that we're not really totally satisfied in, and we have to make some decisions about this. Being the Queen of Swords, having heart-to-heart conversations. But I will say, kind of caution, be careful when you're having those heart-to-heart conversations with the Queen of Swords. Can be a little blunt and a little bit harsh, so make sure that, don't hold your feelings back, use your voice, but maybe don't need to like really lay into them about how you feel, or really tell them that just really not is aligned. You can probably spare some of their feelings that way, because you're feeling really good about what you have going on in life. It really is like you are focused on you. This, like, all of these things are very independent, like women sitting here, and it is kind of about them leading their life, right? You are leading, you are the authority in your life, and this almost looks like a distraction, or it's what kind of keeps your heart closed up, because you don't really feel like you can truly express yourself in a way that feels authentic. In this romantic feelings, your feelings are worth exploring with a Star. This is allowing your authenticity in the way that you love, in the way that you feel, in the way that you express love to come out authentically, with balance, with understanding for what you're doing. And so maybe your romantic feelings are changing, or there's, your eyes are on, maybe you caught the eyes of somebody else, or you just want to take the time to allow yourself to stand in your authenticity outside of a relationship, because you're entering a whole new phase of life. One where, the old past, the old, things in the past, old behaviors aren't really taking up space. And in this relationship, maybe they did. And you kind of need to learn this. You need to learn through it again. So I love it. It's not necessarily a bad one, but I think it's really empowering for you. But if there is maybe somebody coming in, maybe an air sign, but I really think the focus is on you. So if you'd like to know more about me, what I have going on, you can go to ashlyrose.com. You can follow me on Instagram, that's Ashley Rose Tarot. On the website there is info on how to book a reading, and the links are in the description for that. And what do we got? Where'd she go? We have, when I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with the ever-present stream of well-being. When I surrender my spirit to the care of the universe, let me back it up. When I surrender my will to the care of spirit in the universe, I attune my energy with the ever-present stream of well-being. Yes. Surrender, trust, and open your heart up this month, Scorpios. I know it's going to be hard, but you have so much coming in, and that's what this moment is for. Because when you look back, you are all about transformation and change. This moment, this month is going to spark so much transformation. You're going to be so happy that you went through it. So be open, relax, breathe. Success is coming in, but you have to surrender to, what the universe is kind of laying out in front of you. All right. I hope you guys have a great February, and I will catch you in the daily tarot readings.